Greetings, YouTube. Pipe and Redbeard. Arg. A little different situation today. I spend a lot of time here with my drum set, doing all kinds of drum things, as it were. Takes a lot of time. I got some new gear coming in that I'm supposed to review and test and give some feedback. Got some projects I'm working on, and the whole time I'm still trying to dial in everything here, because there's always something to tweak, really. But what I have here is my Missouri Meerschaum Emerald with some Mississippi River. I had a successful tobacco trade. Got that and some Orlick stuff and a John Cotton Smyrna. So all these are new to me. Today I was trying to kind of compare back and forth. In the story here is that in Pipe and Redbeard says Mississippi River is good, but I like Plum Pudding better, which is what's in my Wiebe Radiator Bones pipe. So let's light that up here. See if I can try again to get some kind of notes for you, shall we? Yeah, it's a Zippo pipe lighter with one of these Thyrm cases. This is great because the evaporation of the lighter fluid is much less. So I can fill this up and it doesn't just go dry after a couple days. So I use it a lot, especially outside when it's windy and a big lighter just doesn't dip. Now, of course, I'll let it go out, which is wrong. So, I mean, here's what I would tell you between the two that I tell. Plum pudding is just richer. And there's more sweetness. So I think that's what this is. Plum pudding is a little more complex and has more sweetness and is richer to me than the Mississippi River. And I think the Mississippi River is more with the Orientals than Plum pudding. So maybe that's where this has like maybe more Virginia in it or something. So, and again, sorry, I'm not a pinpoint kind of guy, but now the Wiebe pipe helps. I did, I guess, break in the bowl enough to where I would put, other stuff in it. And it's already darker than when I first showed it to you guys. It's hard to know sometimes when this is too hot. It does a great job of keeping everything cool. When I was breaking in this pipe, I had to monitor the temperature of the bowl. I wouldn't realize it was that hot. With a regular briar pipe, you can. but this doesn't. I really enjoy this. It's much drier, but you generate more moisture because of how the metal has more condensation associated with it. But it's got a nice chamber down here. You can take the bowl off in the middle of it. You can dump the moisture out of the bottom chamber. It'll run a pipe cleaner down through it. You can do all that. Even though it's got these two curves, it still does that. So it's a brilliant pipe. Brilliant. Using this is the setup I use. Well, what did I do with my? I don't know. There it is. But this is the setup I use with my DSLR, lav mic, and then I run all my drum stuff through my laptop and everything. And this is how I do my drum videos. And I've been smoking a pipe on those too. Anyway, school is back in session. I took a physics class this period, so I really enjoy physics. I read physics literature and scholarship sometimes. I don't understand some of it because I'm not at that level, but I find it very interesting nonetheless. And so my requirement was Physics 101. I thought, well, I'll just take that. It'll be an easy class, but it's amazing how much you forget and just don't really apply necessarily. So when it comes to like Newton's laws and applying those to situations, a good example is probably like energy conservation and collisions and stuff like that, and how you can apply the different vector forces to figure out what what's equal here and here. And so that's been awesome, but a little bit more work than I was anticipating. I got a quiz that I got to do on it actually, so that's been cool. I haven't filled this up in like a week. It's still going strong. Maybe longer than that. I don't use it inside much, Phil. Let's talk about tobacco trades, though, since I just did one. It's important to just try to be fair, obviously. That's the first thing. The second thing is really communicate a lot. So take pictures of the stuff. When you get it, commit to when you're going to send it, and then keep it. And if you're not, make sure you tell them. And this goes both ways. Send them tracking information. Make sure that everything's packaged up well. It's got plenty of padding in there, so when whatever carrier has it, they can throw it around. Have the same respect that your retailers do for you. Do that with a trade, just so that's what you'd want to have happen. So let's treat others as you wish to be treated. So communicate that, and when you get it, make sure you tell them. Make sure they're okay with what they got. Make sure you're okay with what you got. Most of the pipe community is really cool, so I don't hesitate when stuff like that comes up. But I don't trade a lot because most of the stuff I have I want to keep. But that may be changing here, though. I have a bunch of different blends and that I'm probably never gonna get to, really. So, and I have some stuff I bought a lot of that I just don't think I'm gonna enjoy very much. So maybe I'll be looking out for more of those. So that's my general rules. And usually you won't have a problem. And if you do, the pipe community is pretty small, man. So you could really, You know, if they don't want to work it out, you know, you can start saying, hey, don't trade with this guy. He may do this or this. But I haven't had to resort to anything like that. I haven't had to be irate or anything. It's been pretty good. If I could just keep my white lip, and it's my fault because I really have not emptied this at all since it was filled up, and it was, I don't think I packed it too tight, but you never can tell. Anyway, so what else? Coming up, I don't have much pipe related things. It's gonna be fall before we know it, and in my neck of the woods that means it's leaf apocalypse. I have just leaves everywhere because we have a very wooded piece of property here, so it's maddening how much leaves there is. And it doesn't really bother me if they sit out there for a little bit, but the problem with it is if you don't keep up with it, it's a lot more work. So like last year we had a bunch of stuff, storms and everything, and several things, and it was just like way too much. We weren't going to be able to take care of it when winter came, and then so we had to wait all the way until spring, and it's a lot to take care of at one time. So as long as they keep up with, but it's about an every other day task sometimes. Depends on what time of year it is, and you got to get out there and just mulch them up, blow them, and do all kinds of stuff, and it's a significant headache. But I wouldn't trade the trees for anything. They really keep this place cool, and it's less humid, and it's very, very nice here. So I'm not really going to complain about it too much. Other than that, that's all really I have today. We're just, I wanted to try out just doing the video with the DSLR and the over here. This is where the lighting is. It's good. So yeah, Wiebe Bones. This is a really great combo, by the way, too. I'm sure the straight short one they have on the Bones website is fine. They just never have that in stock when I was looking for this. And I thought the short curved one was really neat looking. So don't hesitate. It's a great pipe. Just a great pipe. And you can get all these bowls for them too, so I'll probably do that, you know. That's all for today. Pipe and Redbeard. Later.